Hi, my name's Azure and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I access the Akashic Records and ask my guides anything that comes up or anything that people are curious about, and I see what they have to say. Today, we're going to talk about what is soul family. And so I'm really interested to hear what they have to say about soul family. So give me a second, I'm going to dial in and I'll be right back. So immediately they're showing me kind of like I see figures of people and they're kind of like tied by a string. And it's not like chords, and we'll have a video about what are chords in a later time, but it's not that. It's just kind of like people are kind of like strung together. So a soul family is basically a group of souls that often reincarnate together and often have lifetimes together, and their involvement with each other in each lifetime is varies. So some lifetimes you may have a lifelong relationship with someone in your soul family. Another lifetime you may just have a very short relationship with that person, but it is souls that tend to reincarnate together often. And so when you find someone and you have an instant connection with that person, it can be a few reasons, but oftentimes it's because they're part of your soul family. And I think that people use this a lot and maybe even overuse it for to kind of connect, especially like in the spiritual world. But it is a real thing. It is a thing that you may have lifetimes with someone who's your mother in this lifetime, who was your sister in a different lifetime, or who was your husband or wife in a different time. Like it can be all sorts of different things. And so it's really interesting. So you can have these lifetimes with people over and over again. So you incarnate oftentimes together, and it doesn't mean that you all come in at the same time or leave at the same time. It just means that, there's a group of souls who tend to find each other lifetime after lifetime. And you have kind of contracts for each lifetime, but you also have like karmic things that you work out in lifetime. So let's say, last lifetime so in this lifetime it's you and your mother. Let's say last lifetime you were, I don't know, brother and sister, and last lifetime something happened and your brother, I don't know, betrayed you in some way. Then in this lifetime, there's going to be a component of that needs to be completed if it wasn't completed in the prior lifetime. So, and what that means is that if that wound wasn't healed, or that betrayal wasn't worked off, which I know sounds really crazy, but this is just what they're saying. If it wasn't kind of remedied in some way in the prior lifetime, then in some way there's going to be a remedy in this lifetime, usually. So what could that look like? That could look like taking really good care of the person this lifetime. So in this time, it's your mother, and maybe last lifetime it was your brother, right, who betrayed you. Now in this lifetime, your mother may be really attentive and really loving and really loyal, and so it's kind of working off what happened in a past lifetime. That's not always the case, but these are just examples of how soul family kind of weaves themselves in and out of your life, and how the interactions are informed, right? So there's soul contracts, things that you agreed upon between the two of you that are going to happen in this lifetime, or that you're going to provide for each other. There's There's karmic relationships that need to get kind of completed in this lifetime. And oftentimes even the people who just come into your lifetime for a bit of time, they are soul contracts, but it's the people that the difference between soul family and just other random souls that you've had soul contracts with is that these people feel really, really familiar. And so it really is, it's those people that you feel like you've known your whole life. Like, people say that all the time. I feel like I've known this person my entire life. Or we met and then we just hit it off. We were best friends from day one. And so that is likely someone who's soul family. And it's very interesting because, interesting, I've never heard this before. Soul families can have okay, we've talked about soul plan on this channel. There's a video about it. And interestingly, soul families can have, it's not soul plan because that's individual, but they can have plans. So what they're showing me is that, let's say there's, who knows how many people you have in your soul family. I think it probably, it varies from person to person. But let's say there's 20 of you who decide that you're going to come in at a certain period of time and be incarnated. And actually, those 20 souls in this example can also have a soul plan. We'll call it a soul family plan. It sounds like a cell phone account. But it's like a soul family plan. And what that means is that as a soul family, you've decided to do something specific in this lifetime together. And so all of you are working towards that plan, that goal. And so you each have your individual soul plan that is individual to you, but you also are part of this bigger plan, which is very interesting. I've never heard them talk about that before. And so when you find your people and when you find that group of people that feels like your soul family, and then it feels kind of like as a group, you feel like you have some sort of mission, or seems a little intense for what they're trying to say, but sometimes it is like that strong. But as a group, you kind of either are working on the same things, or you have a lot of the same ideals and aspirations. You're basically contributing to the soul family plan, which is really cool. Sometimes there will be members of the soul family who, or even, so they're showing me kind of two different things. One is like a group of people who have all found each other, and one is like individuals that you meet that are part of your soul family, right? So sometimes in the contracts that you have with people in your soul family, and this also happens with people outside of your soul family, so this is kind of part of soul contracts. But when you have a contract with someone, sometimes they also are taking one for the team. So what that means is that maybe they are a catalyst for other people in your soul family, or even just for yourself, to get you to either come back to being on track with your soul plan or the soul family plan, or they are kind of, or maybe their soul plan this lifetime is supposed to take precedent, but they are coming in for a brief period of time to provide something to the soul family plan. So there's all sorts of ways that this can kind of intertwine. So the reason they're bringing this up is because Oftentimes when we find someone who we think we've known for a long time, or we feel really drawn or connected to, and we think that they're soul family, on some level we feel like we're meant to stay with those people now forever. Now that we found them, we've got to just stay with them, right? Because they're soul family and they feel like soul family. But what they're saying is that that's not necessarily true. Members of the soul family can come in and still be for a moment, a season, or a lifetime, right? And so just because you have that connection with someone and you feel like they are part of your soul family doesn't actually mean that you're meant to now be with them for the rest of your lifetime. They still act like other soul contracts that vary in length of time. And so don't be hard on yourself if you found this person who you feel is a part of your soul family and then there's some reason that you're meant to move on from them. It just means that for whatever reason, that is the agreement for this lifetime. And so, you can, and this is what you want to do with anybody who goes out of your life, is just send them love and send them on their way, right? And so they wanted to kind of bring that up because I think a lot of times we feel like when we've met someone like this that we really connect with, that it's someone that we're meant to have in our lives going forward. And that's not always the case. It's that feeling of knowing the person is really just the feeling of recognition that you've known that person before. And it doesn't have to mean that you're meant to stay with them the entire time. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see if they have anything else to say about soul family. Okay. That feels like all they want to say for now around soul family. And so I hope this helped, and I hope you're having a great day. Take care.